Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Thank you so much to everybody who watched and liked and subbed. This is ridiculous. I'm going to show a picture right here of everything that's happened in the last couple of days. I am completely blown away. I'm at over 4,000 subs and I started with 1,100 6 days ago. But in this video, I'm going to be answering some of your burning questions from the Pixel 7 videos that I've been releasing. I wasn't able to cover everything in the videos because I only had a certain amount of time to play with the units at the store. So obviously stuff got missed, and I asked that in the videos. I was like, let me know what I forgot. So I want to answer some of these questions. First off, Motivation Positivity says, huge upgrade. Are you kidding me? Lol. That's very positive. A couple questions I'm just going to answer in general. I see a lot of questions about battery life, charging speed, and there's actually a reason that I didn't mention that because I don't know. I know the charging speed is very good, and we'll go over that in just a second, and I know that the battery is going to at least be better than the 6 Pro, which is adequate for me. I haven't had enough time to actually use it and, play with it and look at it and charge it and recharge it and all that stuff. So the first off, charging speeds to me, as I've observed it being charged, I've only done this with the 7 Pro, not the 7. It seems faster than the 6 Pro to me. I believe this is going to be a full 30 watts. I haven't done any benchmark tests, nothing like that, but from what I can tell, it's faster. It's a decent amount faster. I was pretty happy with charging it up before putting it in the mount yesterday. And then as far as battery life, that I honestly don't have a whole lot of details on. It seems good. I don't know. I don't know. I have not been in a position to interact with it long enough to even, take a guess at that. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait for that until I actually get my own on the 13th. That is coming. So make sure and sub and like, because it helps me out. But yeah, I definitely have a battery video coming. The other question I saw a lot of confusion around was when I was referring to super res zoom. A lot of people saying super res zoom is photos only. There is no super res video on the zoom. And that's partially correct. I don't remember if they can actually branded it as super res zoom, but I can tell you the way that super res zoom is processed in photos is it takes a whole bunch of photos as you're zooming in, and then it combines all of those, and it takes the best, exposure and contrast and color science and all that stuff from where it would normally take a picture, and it applies it to the farthest picture, and you end up getting a really good photo. So the Pixel 7 Pro with the Tensor G2 processor is doing the same basic idea, but with video. So when I say super res zoom, that's more what I'm talking about, is that technology of taking a lot of different frames and combining the AI information to make your video much, much better. But even so, once the telephoto kicked in on the 7 Pro, it still looked really good to me. So I'm happy either way. Mighty Elks says, you got this, dude. I love the Pixel coverage. I'm a massive Google fan, and your content is getting me that much more hyped for the arrival of my pre-ordered 7 Pro and watch. Thank you very much. I legitimately really appreciate it. You guys are far, far too kind. You know how many very good reviews, and you got me so hyped, and I wasn't going to buy this, but now I am. I'm so excited. Thank you. This is what we as the users want to see. This is finally a reviewer that's, showing us video content, stuff like that. The amount of comments like that is ridiculous. So thank you so much to you guys. I really, really appreciate the positive affirmation. I'm not used to, having that much all at once. My whole goal in this, there is no Pixel reviewer. If you think Samsung reviewer, you're probably going to think Mr. Who's the Boss. If you think Apple reviewer, it depends on whether it's a photography focus or tech focus, but you're probably going to think MKBHD. If there's a Pixel, if you think who's the Pixel reviewer, there you don't think of one. So if I can bring more positivity to the Pixel community, because I know there's a lot of toxicity and a lot of Pixel hate, and it's fun to hate on Google and Android authority constantly, shaming Google for everything they do, even though most of it's positive. That's my whole goal in this. If I can help you with that, I've done my job. Somebody commented here, and I believe their name is in Russian, so I cannot read it. I apologize. They say, can you please check if the phone supports DP alt mode, USB-C to HDMI output? Thanks. I don't know what DP alt mode is. USB-C to HDMI out is a really good question, actually, and I have not had the chance to check that. I will see if I can bring something like a connector to work and maybe try it, but I have not tried that yet, but it's a good question. Josiah Logan says, as an iPhone user, Google Pixel would be the only Android I would switch to, and then the 100 emoji. This is actually a trend that I've noticed. Again, I work at AT&T. I work with the public every single day. I know what the average Joe and the average Martha will spend on a phone or a watch, or what they're willing to put up with, or what they're willing to learn, what they even know. Most of the time, it's far different than the tech community. But that's a trend that I've been seeing. When people used to hear Android, they would think like a Galaxy J7 that their uncle bought from Walmart for $40. Now, when people hear Android, it's closer to an equivalent. Because even though most people don't understand what RCS is and they don't care most of the time, they understand that it's an iMessage equivalent. They do understand that. So now, most of the time, when you hear Android, they'll think folding phone. Sleek and sophisticated, like Android 12. That would did wonders in pushing Android forward as a sophisticated operating system. Now, obviously, there's a huge chunk of people out there that still thinks that. But when I get those customers and I talk to those people, it definitely feels more old world than current. You know what I mean? Like, well, that opinion's 5 or 6 years old. That's how it feels. So I've actually been noticing that trend as well. Take Elite asks, the sound is from the phone or from an external mic? Good question, because it's so good. I know it sounds like it's an external mic, but it's not. It's actually the phone. This one was the Pixel 7 footage shooting for the moon, so the voice enhancement was not turned on. The 7 Pro, it was. So the 7 that didn't have the speech enhancement, like the wind blocker, that it didn't have that turned on, but it sounds very good, right? It could be an external mic. You never know. But it's not. It's the phone. Here's a question that says, can you make a photo and video for Instagram? I'm wondering how it looks like in social media. I would love to do that. But again, it's not my device. So like, I haven't even connected it to the internet. So I'm much less. I'm not going to like sign in and connect all my accounts. So I would love to, and I will once I get the phone on the 13th or the 15th or whenever I end up getting it. But I will soon. Follow me on Instagram and you will see it. I promise. Just not quite yet. Pablo Quiroga says, what kind of fingerprint unlock does it use? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. The fingerprint unlock is optical, so it's light base. But it, as you saw in that, I think it was a short actually, because it's vertical. As you can see, it's much, much faster. And the face unlock is just as fast. It's a little hard to capture that because in order to make it look like you're looking at the phone, I have to cover my face with the phone I'm shooting with. And, it's kind of tough to like show it all up front right now. I'm working on getting somebody to actually like video me doing the whole thing. I just haven't quite gotten there yet. Brandon Bird asks, how's it feel in the hand? Is it as slippery as the 6 Pro? Kind of. Yes, the glass is just as slippery. It feels like the same glass to me, but the edges, like the grip around the edges is more, it's not square, unfortunately, but it is more squared off. So when you're holding it, it feels like you're holding a square phone, even though it's curved on the bottom and the top, if that makes sense. So the metal rims are squared off more. So kind of. Herda Hassan says, well, your deep voice has a good effect on the reviews. And I agree. But no, I have been told I have a calming voice, but I would never do ASMR. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Hopefully it makes the videos easier to watch. Ryan B asks, what's the deal at the end with the front camera showing the random black spaces, like the black bars? That's actually a really good question. I really wish I had caught this, but that is not from the phone. That is not from the phone at all. It is the it's artifacting from Premiere when I exported, because that does not show up on the original file. Apologies. I should have just watched the whole thing through again. I was like 3 a.m. by the time I finished this, all the edits, so I didn't go through and watch everything over again, but it looks like I should have. That is not in the device. It's from Premiere. Chad P asks, how is the front facing camera in low light? The 6 Pro is terrible with noise. I do agree with that. I haven't had, again, I'm at work during the day, so I haven't had a chance to actually try it in much low light. I do want to do that this week. I believe it's going to be better, because the reason the Pixel 6 Pro was terrible with noise is because night sight was so slow. And it would end up getting like tiny little micro shakes and make it look really fuzzy. But I have noticed that too. I pretty sure this one's going to be better, but again, follow Instagram and you will see pictures